I'm Anna, and what I'm picking up right now, it's different. The heaviness that's been surrounding you, it's lifting. And I don't mean gradually, I mean right now, in this moment. Something is breaking open. Let's see what this energy brings. You've been carrying something, a weight, an injustice, something where you were wronged, overlooked, or treated unfairly, and you had to just swallow it, smile through it, keep moving like it didn't tear something inside you. But the universe saw every moment, every tear you cried in private, every time you chose dignity over revenge. And now the scales are balancing. I'm not talking about some distant, abstract concept of karma. I'm talking about something tangible, something you're going to see with your own eyes, feel with your own heart, an outcome that proves you weren't crazy for believing. You weren't foolish for hoping. You were right. Here I feel this energy of vindication, like people who doubted you, they're about to see what you're made of. People who underestimated you, dismissed you, or worse, actively worked against you, they're about to witness your rise, and they won't be able to deny it or diminish it. Not this time. Hold on. Let's sit with this for a moment. What I'm sensing is that you didn't fight dirty. You could have, you had every reason to, but instead, you took the high road. You focused on your own path. You trusted that truth would eventually surface, even when it felt like lies were winning. And that restraint, that integrity, it's about to pay off in ways that will leave you speechless. I keep seeing this image of a door opening. Not just any door, the one you've been knocking on, waiting at, sometimes pounding on in frustration, the one that's been closed no matter what you tried. It's opening, and on the other side is everything you've been working toward. Um, I don't want to make this sound like some fairy tale ending, but I do want you to prepare yourself emotionally for relief, for joy, for that moment when you realize the nightmare is actually over and the dream is actually beginning. When was the last time you let yourself imagine things working out? Not just hoped, but actually let yourself feel what victory would feel like. I'm also picking up on a specific situation, legal matters for some, a job situation for others, maybe a relationship dynamic that's been completely one-sided. Whatever it is, there's been this imbalance, this unfairness, and you've been wondering if anyone even notices, if anything will ever change. The answer is coming, and it's in your favor. Here's what I'm feeling so clearly right now. Someone who had power over you is losing that power. Not because you attacked them, not because you schemed or manipulated, but because the truth has its own timeline, its own way of surfacing, and that time is now. Their mask is slipping, their tactics are being exposed, and the people who matter, they're starting to see clearly. Let's talk about your dream for a second, because I feel like you've had this vision, this goal, this thing you wanted so badly that it physically hurt when it seemed impossible. And maybe you've started to let go of it, started to accept that it might not happen, started to protect yourself from more disappointment. But what if I told you it's closer than it's ever been? I'm not saying close like someday, eventually, in some vague future. I'm saying close like weeks, maybe even days, that kind of close. And I know that might sound too good to be true, especially after everything you've been through, After all the times you thought things were turning around only to be disappointed again. Your guard is up. I get it. But just stay open. Just for a little while longer, because giving up right before the breakthrough would be the real tragedy. I'm also sensing tears, happy tears, the kind that come when you've been holding your breath for so long and you finally get to exhale, when relief and joy and disbelief all hit you at once and you just break. In the best way, you're going to have that moment. And when you do, let yourself feel it fully. Don't minimize it. Don't immediately start worrying about the next thing. Just be there in that joy. You've earned it. Here, I feel something about recognition too is less than #0. 5# is greater than. Like, your efforts haven't gone unnoticed. Your skills, your dedication, your heart, someone important has been watching, paying attention, and they're about to make a move that changes your trajectory. Maybe it's an offer, an opportunity, an acknowledgement you've been waiting years to receive. Whatever form it takes, it's going to feel like the universe saying, I see you, I've always seen you, and now I'm making sure everyone else sees you too. What have you been working toward that nobody really understands? That thing you've kept pushing for even when people told you to give up? I'm picking up on this energy of completion, like a chapter is ending, a cycle is closing, and not in a sad way, in a triumphant way. You're graduating from this lesson. You've learned what you needed to learn. You've grown how you needed to grow. And now the universe is ready to reward that growth. Let's see what else is here. I'm also feeling this message about witnesses. People who saw what happened to you, who watched the injustice unfold. Some of them stayed silent. Some of them even contributed to it. And that hurt deeply. But some of those same people, they're about to witness your comeback, your success, your happiness. And they're going to have to reconcile what they thought they knew with what they're seeing now. And the beautiful thing is you won't need to say a word. Your life will speak for itself. I want to talk about worthiness for a moment, because somewhere along the way, maybe you started to question if you deserved good things, if maybe you did something wrong, if perhaps this struggle was some kind of punishment or sign that you weren't meant to have what you wanted. That was never true. You didn't do anything to deserve the hardship, and you're not being rewarded now because you suddenly became worthy. You always were worthy. The universe was just waiting for the right timing, for all the pieces to align, for you to be strong enough to handle the blessing without it breaking you. I'm also sensing movement, fast movement, like things that have been stagnant for months or even years are suddenly going to start happening in rapid succession, one thing after another, dominoes falling, doors opening, opportunities multiplying, and it might feel overwhelming at first. Like, wait, is this really happening? Is this real? It's real. Let yourself receive it. Here's something else. I feel like you're going to need to forgive yourself for something. Maybe for the time you feel you wasted, for the people you trusted who betrayed you, for not seeing the signs sooner, for believing when you should have known better. But none of that was your fault. You loved with an open heart. You trusted in good faith. You gave people chances because that's who you are, someone with compassion and hope. Don't let this experience close your heart. Let it refine your discernment, yes, but don't let it steal your softness. How would it feel to finally forgive yourself? To stop replaying what you could have done differently and just accept that you did your best with what you knew at the time is less than hashon. Zero hash is greater than. I'm also picking up on celebration. Like when this thing happens, when you get the news, the call, the confirmation, you need to actually celebrate. Don't just move on to the next goal. Don't just check it off your list and immediately start stressing about something else. Pause. Acknowledge how far you've come. Honor this moment. Maybe buy yourself something special. Take yourself to dinner. Call that person who believed in you when no one else did. Do something that marks this as a turning point in your story, because it is. This is the before and after moment. Let's talk about what happens next, because justice being served, your dream coming true, that's not the end, it's the beginning of a completely new chapter where you're operating from a place of peace instead of survival, abundance instead of lack, confidence instead of doubt. And that version of you, she's going to do things that will amaze you. I'm sensing that some of you might feel guilty when good things start happening. Like you don't want to be too happy because what if it gets taken away? What if you jinx it? What if someone gets upset that you're finally winning? But you're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to celebrate. You're allowed to be loud about your joy if you want to be. Your happiness doesn't diminish anyone else's. And anyone who can't celebrate with you was never really for you anyway. Here, I feel this final message coming through. Gratitude. Not the toxic kind where you're supposed to be grateful for your struggles, but genuine gratitude for your own resilience, for the strength you didn't know you had, for the times you chose yourself, even when it was hard. You carried yourself through, and now you get to carry yourself forward into something beautiful. As I'm closing this reading, I just want you to know, if you're feeling emotional right now, if tears are coming, if your chest feels tight with hope, that's confirmation. That's your soul recognizing truth. This message found you at exactly the right time. Your tears of joy are coming. Your dream is coming true. Justice is being served. And it's happening now. Get ready.